Welcome to Ultimate Report. I'm Mary Winkenwerder. Fragrance is the spice of life that speaks on our behalf while saying not a word. Fragrance has the ability to lift the spirit in a single spray. The right kind of fragrance can sometimes be out of reach as it can be partnered with a hefty price tag. One company has come to the aid of fragrance lovers and wearers everywhere by offering a super subscription solution that puts you in touch with favorite scents affordably. This episode, we visit with Rachel from Scentbird to find out more about how this service can enhance the quality of your life. Rachel, welcome to Ultimate Report.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here.
It's great to have you join us. This is exciting to have you on the show. So Scentbird is a unique beauty industry subscription service. When you created Scentbird, what gap in the market did you seek to fill?
We started Scentbird actually about a year and a half ago. We started doing what we called perfume tastings. And what we would do is we were doing events and helping women discover what fragrances they like. And we were challenged because obviously events are great, but they're very limited in scope. And we wanted to bring this to a broader audience. So we started to look online. And what we realized is that less than 9% of fragrance is bought online. And out of that, it's mostly repurchasing stuff you already know because nobody feels safe buying perfume online if you don't know what it smells like.
Right.
On the other hand, we took a look at the experience of buying perfume in store, and it's so challenging. First of all, you walk in, there's this wall of perfume in front of you. You talk to a beauty associate that's basically just pushing whatever is a new thing. And frankly, she doesn't have a lot of education. She really doesn't know very much more about perfume. And then, even if she directs you to the right thing, perfume takes a while to develop. So what you smell when you just spray that first hit is just called the top note. And you're basically smelling alcohol. And to make matters worse, after you smell 3 or 4, your nose physically shuts down. It's called olfactory fatigue. So you can't even smell stuff in store. So we were trying to solve all these problems and came up with the concept of Scentbird as a way to really create a perfume playground for women.
Wow, that's very unique. I used to sell fragrances, so I can identify with the points that you just mentioned. You know, the olfactory does shut down. You know, and it doesn't matter how many times you experience, you know, the aroma of coffee
The coffee beans don't work.
Cleanse the palate, so to speak. You know, I mean, it really does. It becomes overwhelming at times, and
Yeah.
you know, and a lot of times people don't have, you know, they are people who work in the department store officially are not perfumiers, and so they have not been trained in the science of the creation of fragrance or scent, and you know, they don't create it themselves. So, you know, they rely on, you know, educational materials, and sometimes, you know, those situations fall through the cracks, and a very small percentage is actually trained correctly or as well as they can possibly be trained in order to deliver the service needed. So I agree with you completely, and I think that this is absolutely amazing. So let's review the Scentbird process from start to finish. How does your subscription service work?
So the first part of Scentbird, we find it's really important to match you with scents you really are likely to love. So a big part of Scentbird is recommendation. You go online, you take a little quiz, and it looks very fun, and it's meant to be very visual and engaging, but there's actual heavy-duty technology behind that. So we've built an algorithm with almost 500,000 authentic reviews by real women to match you with the right scent. So we're not basing this on what the manufacturer says you might like. It's actual women's reviews and experiences with scent to tell you, well, based on what you like, these are some scents that we think you will like. Then the fun part begins. So you are able to create a queue of exactly the perfumes you want. So think about it a little bit like Netflix for perfumes. So you say, okay, you know, we have 350 perfumes, and you get to choose whatever you want. So you can say, I want Prada Candy in January, I want Gucci Rush in February, I want Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue in March. And you build a calendar of exactly what scent you want each month, and you can always go back, change it around if you hear about a new scent or are curious about something. And then you sign up. You can go month to month. It's $14.95, and you can cancel anytime, or you can get a discount if you prepay. We offer 3, 6, and 12-month subscriptions. And then once you sign up, every month, we ship on the 15th of the month, you will get a neat little package like this, a shiny little
Yes,
trim.
I love my little package. I was excited when I got this in the mail.
Yeah. So you get a nice little carton like this, and what comes in it is the Scentbird purse spray. So comes like this in a nice little velvet pouch. So it's easy, super easy to take along. And inside, so you can get a sense of sort of the size. It's a very generous size. It's
Yes,
8
it really
ml, which
truly
is
is.
actually the size of a roller ball that you can buy in Sephora for around $32. So this is how it works. It's kind of, we call it like lipstick. So it's twist, 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 twist. And so it's super easy to just spray. And it's fun. And then the next month, you get a refill of the vial. And then you just pop it right in. And there you go. You get to experience new scents every month. And it's always what you want.
And at first I was kind of, I had no experience with this. I was afraid I was going to break it, and I thought it was broken, but it's not. It's actually really simple to use, and it works. So it's not going to fall out, which is, you know, if you're concerned about it spilling in your purse, it won't. I mean, I've carried this in public.
Yeah, no,
I bang my bag around. I put this to the test. I really did, and it just twists out, which is very unique. I mean, it's a very, and then you could just put another vial in, and it goes. You're ready to go. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I love this, and you could put in any scent, and it does not, the cartridge itself, or the holder, or the
we call it the perfume case.
Yeah, it doesn't smell like perfume. It's, you know, it's fresh. So it's fresh for a new perfume use. So there's no, you know, overage or,
and that's why we send you the whole, when we send you the refill, we send you the whole vial with the purse spray and everything. We don't want you to be using anything except the case, which doesn't get the perfume, so that it's nice and it's always very fresh, very ready to go.
So, and I also want to point out that these vials come in, they come in a beautifully packaged box with the company colors and logo. And so when you're not using your vial, and this is glass, by the way, this is not plastic. This is glass, so your fragrance is going to stay fresh all the time. And this dispenser is absolutely incredible. So you have someplace safe to keep.
Yeah. And we always label the vials, so you'll always know what authentic perfume is inside. So, for example, this is Hermès Au Jardin sur le Nil, and you know exactly what's in there, and you can always, you know, pop it out and check and see whatever else you experiencing that.
I mean, it's so clever. Everything is clearly labeled. It's very chic, and it's, you know, when you get this, you really think that you're getting something special. It's not like getting, you know, a bunch of products that are, you know, that you're just getting tiny samples of, and, you know, you've paid for it, and you think, okay, so now I'm paying for a sample that I can get free in a store, or, you know, with a relationship
anywhere else.
They have with the vendor.
Packaging is unique to Scentbird, and the whole point of it is that it's the perfume you want. When we started, you know, you asked us about how we started. One of the biggest things was it doesn't make sense to send you a subscription with 12 different scents that you've never asked for, because perfume is incredibly personal.
It's
based on our memories and our personal experiences. It's very visceral, and what each person likes is very much unique to that person. So that's how we created Scentbird. It's all about that personalization. You know, we recommend, we help you navigate because there's so many, but in the end, you choose what works for you.
Absolutely. So I'm looking at, you know, I have only some of the fragrances that you offer, just a small selection. Your selection seems endless. It really and truly does. How many fragrances does Scentbird officially offer?
So currently we have just over 350 perfumes, but we're actually in the process of adding in a whole new assortment for spring. So we're constantly adding new perfumes, and we're talking to a very exciting niche brand that I can't talk about just yet, but we'll also be adding some very cool, niche, interesting stuff. And again, the idea is that it's so low risk. So particularly with niche, a lot of it is very, very expensive. So you try it, you love it, great. If you don't, you know, You got to check it out for 15 bucks.
Absolutely, absolutely. So is your fragrance selection one that offers classic or newer scents?
We try to keep it. We get very personally very involved. Myself and Maria, my co-founder, we spend a lot of time smelling perfumes, and our basic criteria are what things that are most likely to make you happy. That is really the number one criteria. And we think it's interesting to do an assortment of both. We carry classics like Shalimar or Poison that a lot of people are just curious, or Opium. What does it smell like? There's such a 70s trend right now, so you can kind of try out those vintage perfumes. But we also know that a lot of women are looking for whatever is new and interesting, so we carry both.
That's amazing. I just want to go ahead and go through the fragrances that you sent me. So, and these are fragrances that are that best match with what it is that I chose in your on your site. So I want to go ahead and introduce these one by one. This one is Donna Karan Be Delicious, which I absolutely love. This is a newer fragrance within the past 10 years. I love it. It just embodies the spirit of the young woman, and it's very powerful, and it's so empowering. I love it. And then this one, yes, absolutely. This is Paco Rabanne, Lady Million. And let's see, I'm going to put these away so they will stay well. And always take care of your fragrances, and they'll take care of you. And then this one is Calvin Klein, CK1. Now, the fragrances that you offer, are they eau de parfum or eau de toilette?
We offer both, and we clearly label on the page. When you go and select the information, you will see exactly what you're offering. And I just want to explain. So how we do it is we actually either get the juice directly from manufacturers, and we repackage authentic perfume. So this is not knockoffs, or this is 100% authentic perfume that comes from the bottle into our purse sprays.
And then this
because we do get that question a lot.
Yeah, that's a good question to answer. Just to go ahead and draw clarity, because there are so many imposter type fragrances, and
yeah, that is not. Our thing is about experiencing the authentic scent, about having that experience in an accessible way, so that you can really find that perfume you love.
And then this one is Dior J'adore. J'adore is a fragrance that has been around for a while, and it just keeps a steady presence in the wardrobes of women everywhere for generation after generation, and it's just so impressive. And then this one is Dior Mademoiselle.
That's one of my personal favorites.
Yeah, well, now it's one of my personal favorites. This is also a classic. This is a classic Dior fragrance, and it's been around since, I want to say, the 50s or the 60s.
They've updated since. So it's interesting as well that some fragrances, particularly, for us that have been around for a while and have loved fragrances, a lot of times it's interesting to check out things you used to wear years ago, because they do change formulations sometimes.
Okay.
A little different, and sometimes you may love it, and sometimes you may not. So, before again going out and buying the bottle, it's a great way to test it out.
Absolutely, and you know what? You can do it affordably with Scentbird, which is great. And then this one, I'm excited about these. This is great. Okay.
I know, it's fun.
Yeah. Okay. So I had to get it. And this one is Dior, Miss Dior La Parfum, which is great. I love this. So, okay. Let's see. All right. So, is this service just for women?
We get asked that a lot, and unfortunately for now, the boys are going to have to wait.
Sure.
We just launched a few months ago, and we're very focused on, building our members and being the best we can be to our members. So right now, we only offer women's perfumes, but it's definitely something that's in the works for the near future.
Well, that would be absolutely incredible, especially for younger men. I know that my son, I introduced fragrance to him when he was young, and how to wear it and where to wear it, and what best works with him, and explaining to him that your body chemistry will change especially as you go through puberty. So what you like now, you may not like later, and it may not
Yeah.
work for you. So, you know, and I mean, that's just a fact of life. It's a biological fact of life. And so, you know, I mean, for younger men who are interested in manscaping and, you know, grooming and, you know, all of that, because it is a very attractive thing to do, to wear a fragrance. Again, you know, you're putting a visual to a scent, and that creates a clear memory, and, you know, a very positive one at that. So this would be an amazing way to get introduced to, you know, fragrances, colognes, you know, things that enhance the quality of life. So after we go onto the website, Rachel, and determine what scents work best for us, and what time frame can we start to expect to receive our initial collection?
So the way we work, so this is just a visual so you can see, get an idea of how, so this is the little cue that I was talking about that tells you all the months. The way we work is pretty simple. We ask you that you make your selection by the 5th of the month, and then we ship all our orders on the 15th of the month. And then it usually takes between 3 and 5 business days. You know, we want to make sure everybody's happy. We send you a tracking number. You know exactly what's going on. So usually, you know, the only catch is that if you order right after the 5th, unfortunately, you might have to wait a little bit because we've closed our orders for the month, so you have to wait to the next order. So we always send out reminders, last chance, don't forget to order. So, you know, as the month of March is coming to a close and April is coming up, if people are interested in ordering, it's definitely worth trying to get in before the 5th so that you can get your perfumes right away.
Absolutely. This would even make an amazing gift. I mean, you know, if you can't decide what fragrance to buy somebody, let them choose for themselves, and they'll absolutely love you for it for the rest of their life, because they will always remember you.
We call it the gift that keeps on giving, because what's exciting about it is that for roughly the price of one bottle, or a little bit, you know, you can give 6 or 12 months of perfume. So you give them an assortment. It's also just a lot more engaging than, okay, I sort of guess what you like, or I buy you something you already own. There's sort of a fun and an element in letting that person discover for themselves what they want. And, you know, like now for Mother's Day, we've been talking to a lot of beauty editors, and what they're saying is that, you know, even if mom has a signature scent, like people just get bored of it.
Right.
And so maybe they'll still have their signature scent, but it's so fun to try different stuff every month.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you know, in the whole process, it seems to be quite romantic. It really does, because you're creating a new memory on new, you know, based on new relationships with new fragrances.
Yeah. We even get people who join specifically for, like, they say, well, the next 3 months I have a holiday coming up, so I bought a perfume for the holiday, and then I'm going to my best friend's wedding, so I want a perfume for the wedding party, or you know, so, and then it's summer and I want something beachy. So it's interesting. People do think ahead to like very important events in their lives and sort of order the perfume for that event. It's a fun way to kind of attach that memory to the scent.
That's very clever. That's very clever. So I want to go ahead and you know, and share some of these details again, because this is so impressive. When you see the individual vials for yourself, and I've shared the vials that I have, it's evident that this service boasts quality from start to finish. It's really quite impressive. And each fragrance is housed in glass. So again, it's going to be very fresh, and it's going to be authentic. And you know, everything is very fresh when it's applied. It is authentic, and it wears authentically, which is great. And every detail has been finished to perfection with this subscription service. It really, I couldn't find any fault with it.
Thank you. Yeah,
This dispenser is very, oh, go ahead.
No, what I was going to say is that the one thing to also note about the vial and the way we created the size was that we dosed it exactly so that you can spray yourself twice a day, every day for 32 days. So it lasts you just over a month. Okay. But the idea is that you do run out of it at the end of the month, because then you have something else to look forward to. But it's really a very generous size, and we do women who don't use as much perfume, you know, have a little bit left, but it's always fun. You know, it's definitely not just a little sample size that you get at a department store.
No, it's not. It's actually larger. It's quite larger. Generally, for anyone who has shopped in a department store, you get a vial that's about that big and not as big around. And so, it's very thin, and it looks like a shard of glass. I mean, a very small shard of glass at best, and you get some fragrance. Every once in a while, a vendor will have a an event where they will, offer something that's a little bit larger, but maybe it's like, from here to here, maybe an inch worth of fragrance and not as big around, and maybe it comes with a very,
And
unique
what we
spray.
hear from a lot of women is that those little samples, like you wear it once, it spills everywhere. They usually don't have the sprayers, or they don't spray very well. So one of the things, again, when we created Scentbird is we really wanted the experience of trying the perfume to be luxurious, to feel upscale, to be something that you want to take out and show your friends. And actually, on that note, there was something I wanted to show you that is brand new. I haven't even shared with you, which is that we are introducing a limited edition color. So we're going to be introducing limited edition colors. This is our first color.
Oh, I like that.
Very cute pink hairspray. And yeah, so watch out for it's. It's not on the website yet, but we'll be launching it soon. And then we'll be launching fun colors, because the idea is that it's almost like a fashion accessory.
Hmm. It is, and I mean, if you're sitting around with your girlfriends, and you're getting ready to walk out the door, and you say, "Oh my gosh, I forgot fragrance," so you take it out. They're going to look at that and say, "What's that?" They will all stop. It's a conversation stopper. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, and that's one of the things that we love. I mean, we're girls in New York. We live in the city where our lives are crazy, and it's like you can pop this in your handbag, go to the gym, go to work, spritz a little here and there. A lot of people just tell us, like, I forget perfume at home because you're running out the door. But with Scentbird, you just carry it with you, and you can always kind of I find that a little spritz of perfume just when you start it really just wakes you up, changes your mood. It makes me happy.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, it's very it's pure elation. I want to take this a step further, and for the group, for the I want to say the beauty aficionada, if you will, for somebody who loves wearing fragrance at all times, maybe one subscription's not enough. Maybe you need two, and maybe you need one for the office, or maybe you need one for the gym, to run out. If you have a clear schedule, it's always good to keep extra. And if you do have a busy life, and I mean, this is so affordable that you could afford to do that.
Yeah, we're actually in the process of introducing the feature so that you can have two accounts. Um, but because we do get that from a lot of real like aficionados who say, "This is great, give me more,"
Yeah.
or they feel, "Well, I don't want to wait a whole month to try something else. I want to try two at a time." So we're working
Wow,
on
that's
that.
pretty assertive. That's awesome. This is great. Okay, Rachel, we love the service and the selection. Where can we experience Scentbird for ourselves?
So very simple. Just go to scentbird.com. So www.scentbird.com, and there's a big button, big pink button that says learn more, and it takes you straight to our quiz, and then you can see what perfumes we recommend, and from then you just subscribe. And as I said, it's very simple. You can do just month to month, try it out, cancel anytime. There's no shipping fees. It's just $14.95 a month, and that's it. It's fun. It's easy.
That's wonderful. So where can we catch up with Scentbird's online community, so that we can share our findings, and tell others about what we love about this, and anything
We're
else that wonderful
very
that comes to
active
mind?
on social media, and we're a small company. There's, Maria and I are always online. We love to talk to customers. We want to hear what you have to say. So we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Pinterest. We really are very, very active. So you can just, we're just at Scentbird on Twitter and Scentbird Perfume on Instagram. Just look us up on Facebook, Scentbird. And as I said, we love to hear women's experiences, because perfumes have such great stories.
Sure.
Fun.
They really do. They really do. Well, Rachel, thanks so much for joining us. It's been great having you on the show and learning about Scentbird. This is amazing.
Thank you. No, thank you for having us. We're so excited, and we're so happy to share this with your community.
Fantastic. Thank you. Catch up with me on my blog, www.beauty.report.com, and on YouTube, Ultimate Report. Everyone, thanks so much for joining us on Ultimate Report. Have a beautiful and successful week. Mwah.
Thank you. Bye.